New York's Attorney General Eric Schneiderman has opened an inquiry into Donald Trump's foundation. Now, considering Mr. Schneiderman's support of Hillary Clinton and the fact that he sits on Clinton's New York Leadership Council, many are calling this pure politics. What does the judge think? Here now is Judge Andrew Napolitano, Fox News senior judicial analyst. It sure looks like a political hit, Judge.
Well, you know, the timing of it is certainly political. We're 60 days out from the election.
He could have waited until after the election.
Well, there is real evidence of potential corruption here. Both sides have denied it. Donald Trump has denied that he was buying off the Attorney General of Florida. She has very forcefully denied that she even knew that her own office, and she has hundreds and hundreds of lawyers that work for her, was investigating him. But she did ask him for a contribution to her super PAC while she was running for a re-election and while her office was investigating him. He had the contribution come from his charitable foundation, which is a violation of federal law.
But let's talk about another charitable foundation, which has an office here in New York, the Clinton Foundation.
You're never going to see Eric Schneiderman investigate.
Exactly, and the point is, Hillary Clinton just came out with a whole series of tweets, questions that she would ask Donald Trump, suggestions for the media.
Many of those questions could be turned around at her.
Bingo. It's exactly the point. It draws attention to the Clinton Foundation. Here's one. Will you sever ties with your company linked to foreign leaders, questionable organizations, and criminals if you become president? How many of those individuals were associated with the Clinton Foundation?
How many of those individuals paid money to the Clinton Foundation to do business with the Secretary of State?
If you are willing to work with Gaddafi, a known terrorist and dictator, is there anyone you aren't willing to make a deal with? How about Iran? Iran is a terrorist state. That is a dictatorship. And it goes on and on. So isn't she just drawing attention to her own problems with the Clinton Foundation?
Well, she's not only drawing attention to her own problems, David, but she's actually making suggestions of an obligation on the part of the President of the United States, which the law does not impose. So, if Donald Trump becomes president, is he obliged to put all of his financial holdings in a blind trust? Absolutely not. Is it the wise thing to do politically? Of course it is. But she's suggesting there's a legal obligation for it, and there's none.
By the way, Donna Shalala, the head of the Clinton Foundation, has admitted, essentially, that there was pay for play in terms of people getting a meet and greet with Secretary of State Hillary Clinton when they, at the same time that they were contributed to the Clinton Foundation. Is that admission, does that play into the whole legal ramifications of this?
No. I think, well, politically, I think that goes over most voters' heads. But it is an acknowledgement that Hillary Rodham Clinton charged money as the Secretary of State to meet people, and that money went to a charitable foundation, quote-unquote charitable, that her husband controlled.
Frankly, what bothers me more is that as Secretary of State, her foundation was taking money from interests, foreign interests, like the Russian-Ukrainian deal and like the Russian city that was getting money from Silicon Valley, that as Secretary of State, she influenced U.S. foreign policy by Clinton Foundation supporters. And that seems verboten. Judge, we got to leave it at that.
It's called bribery.